Hey, what's up, folks? This King Kunji coming at you again from the car. Seems like I'm always broadcasting from the car, but that's fine. That's cool, though. I was thinking about the first Ogun Strong challenge, community challenge, and the first challenge for us as a community to do together is to run a marathon. I just left my son's soccer game, his last soccer game of the season. He just concluded another season of soccer. Got him a medal. My son's Ogun Strong. You know what I'm saying? So that was good to see all the kids run up and down the field, have fun, burn calories, and all that good jazz. But I was talking to one of the parents of my son's teammates and about running the marathon. He was like, man, that's, it's kind of scary. Like, yo, that was scary for me too. I ran only one marathon, and I ran that in November of 2011. I said I wanted to do something above average. Only less than 1% of the United States population actually completed the marathon, which is 26.2 miles, a 26.2 mile run. Now, I have a sprinter background, which means that typically anything longer than a lap, anything longer than 400 meters is ridiculous to a sprinter. And so the longest I had ever ran at one time before I completed my first marathon was a 2 mile run. And I was like proud of that. Like, oh my God, I ran 2 miles. But, when I saw that movie Bucket List, and I was like, wow, this is interesting, creating this whole list of things you want to accomplish or do before, or experience before you die. But I don't call it bucket list because I know words have power, so I call it life list. And I was thinking about that. I said, you know what? I need to create a list of things too. But I said, what is going to be the theme? The theme, I said, I want to be the most interesting grandfather in the world. I wanted to have these amazing stories of things I've done to tell my grandkids. And another inspiration was the Dos Equis beer commercial guy, the most interesting man in the world. So I said I want to be as cool as that dude. So I decided I want to do something the average person feel like they're unable to do, and that's run a marathon. So that's ridiculous, running 26.2 miles. And typically black people don't do that, other than our brothers and sisters from East Africa, the Kenyans, Somalians, and Ethiopians. They dominate the marathon, so they are representing us. But typically, Africans that are descended of African Americans who are typically descended of West Africa, we have body makeups for sprinting, So, but I said, forget that. I'm going to run a marathon. And I remember telling people, now this going back to that Ogun Strong mentality. I remember telling people and sharing people, yo, I'm thinking about running the marathon. And their response will be like, you should start off with a 5K. It's only 3.1 miles. Or maybe you should run a half marathon first. 13 point. So, man, what? The whole idea of somebody telling me, or just the thought that I can't do it, was like, nah. So that competitive drive just hit me right there. Nah, I'm running the marathon first. I'm going to skip the 5K, skip the 8K, skip the 10K, skip the half. I'm going straight for the gusto, going straight for the full. That's that Ogun Strong mentality. That idea that I'm going to be victorious. There's nothing that's going to stop me. So, okay, enough of that. But so I ran a marathon, and I tell you, man, it was a life-changing event, running 26.2 miles. But there's a plan. We don't do anything without a plan. Once you make the decision, that's step one. Step two, research everything you need to do in order to accomplish that goal. Then once you figure out everything you need, physically, mentally, etc., then you create a plan around it. So I went and searched for a beginner plan for people who've never ran a marathon before. I went and purchased a book on how to eat to prepare for a marathon, to make sure that I have the proper nutrition to prepare my body for that type of run. Research what type of shoes I need to buy, other things. So, I did all this research, and I created a plan around it, and I just followed the plan. It was a 16-week preparation plan, 16 weeks to train for a marathon. And the marathon is actually on that 16th week. And I swear, I followed the plan. And 16 weeks later, I completed a marathon, 26.2 miles. It took me 4 hours and 37 minutes. So my goal, my next marathon is to run it sub 4 hours. My goal is 3 hours, 59 minutes is my goal. But we can do this together. So the purpose of this video is I'm making a call. I'm creating a team, an Ogun Strong marathon team. We're going to run the Charlotte Marathon in November. I get the actual date later. You can Google it. the Charlotte Marathon. Last year was sponsored by the Novant Health. It was called the Novant Health Marathon, but this year is literally called the Charlotte Marathon. I ran the half marathon there 2 years ago. So this November, full marathon training is going to start in July. That's typically 16 weeks from the actual race day, and we're going to do this together. So I'm going to create a team. When I register for the marathon, you should be able to go to the registration and sign up to join my team, and we're going to run this thing together. You know, we're going to have some Ogun Strong running shirts, etc. They do give you a shirt to run in at the marathon, but we're going to have our own thing, you know what I'm saying? To let everybody know we're Ogun Strong, and we coming hard together, completing 26.2 miles. It's going to change your life, and you're going to be among the 1%. Not the economic 1%, but the physical health 1%. Okay, I'm not going to talk your head off. Remove the fear. Make the decision. Don't think about why you can't do it. Think about why you can. If you can walk, you can run a marathon, okay? So we're going to eat clean, be Ogun Strong. Let's get fit. This King Kunji. I'm out.